close enough to 7 o'clock. Call the meeting to order. The minutes reflect all board members are present. Take a look at the minutes and the agenda, consent calendar. Other than maybe switching our pinning and A and B, switching those. Any other items to add or corrections on the minutes?
No.
Okay, hearing none, motion to approve consent calendar
So
with the
moved.
change from A to B under number 3. Jim, so moved.
Second.
Moved and second.
Jeff Hunt,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland,
Yes.
Jamie Miller,
Yes.
Charlie Shoemaker.
Yes.
Oh, Dave Roberts, sorry.
Yes,
You don't count.
I was beginning to wonder. All right, anyone in the audience wish to bring something up before the board?
First guy, second row.
He's got to hold his hand higher than that. Hearing none, we'll move on to pinning of Cody.
Tonight we have another enjoyable moment. Cody Holman has been with us almost 13 months now. We had an issue with his physical last month. So Cody's been with us. He has completed all of his assigned tasks and he is ready to rock and roll. Cool. So, all right, great. Cody? Cody will take a picture there.
Can I take one?
Go. Cody will take it for you or Jeff will take it.
I'll take it.
We want you.
Okay. Tinder, you wanna come up here? He's your
You
brother.
better come on up
You
there.
better do it for
Come
your
on.
brother.
It's okay.
You can watch yourself on TV.
This is the only time she's ever been shy.
You can watch yourself on TV.
You get to put the pin in there.
Right, so Cody, congratulations.
Okay. And then move this meeting to.
Again, for you, try not to draw any blood. Put your paint shirt, two little holes right there. If you draw blood, we can probably. Pin.
Yeah, say it, okay.
Yeah. Maybe. Do it on your flap of your palm. Thanks, sir. There you go. Thank you.
Wait. Come down the line. Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, now it's official, we have a basketball player on the department. And I understand if you have any coyote problem, Cody and his friends can probably take care of it too.
And if you
And
need,
deer,
if
right?
you need a tie,
That too.
if you need a tie, keep it tight. He has some.
Somewhere.
We already took his picture earlier with the time. So.
Oh, okay, good. All right, well, congratulations, Cody.
Thank you, sir.
Or do we get approved? Or do we get a come
Okay,
up?
chief's report.
Okay, I have my annual update to you all. Again, this is the spiel I usually give to Delaware High Prairie. Our areas of responsibilities of being native. There. Our 2012 budget, we had $112,578,660. Or valuation rather, we had $758,898 of income, and we had 916 calls. 2012 calls. In Lansing, we had 668 or 72%. Delaware Township, 97 or 10%. High Prairie Township, 114, 12.5%. Out of district, and this is mutual aid, this is Leavenworth, Alexandria, Tonganoxie, wherever we go, 37 or 4.1%. We had a total fire loss last year of $245,675, so we did have several structure fires last year. But more importantly, we did save over $1 million worth of property.
All right.
So we did have loss, but we did save more than we lost. 2012 valuation, total valuation again of $112 million. Lansing is $75,463,000 at 67%, and that matches pretty much with the runs we make in Lansing.
What was that, 73% on the runs?
Yeah, I think it was. Delaware Township is 12 million, 11%, they had 10% of the calls. High Prairie was 24 million, 725 to 22%. So we're running pretty much same. There's our mill levies since the year we started. 2012, we jumped up to 6.041. We added 2 firefighters, went 24/7. And in 2013, we established a reserve fund, and we upped it a little bit more by establishing a reserve fund. We are the accommodation department. We do have 7 career personnel, a maximum of 23 volunteers. And right now, we're at 20 volunteers with 7 careers, so we're at 27 folks. In 2011, we had 841 calls. 2012 was 916, 72 fire calls, and I think in 2012 we had like 40 fire calls. So we had quite a few more fire calls last year. 524 medical assists, 43 rescues, 61 leaks, 161 assistance, CO calls, smoke scares, fire lines down, 49 false alarms, and 6 weather spotting, and we usually average about 18 to 19 weather spotting. So last year we had a real, we didn't have any bad weather last year.
On those fire calls, what was structural, do you know? Or most of those,
Most of them were grass fires last year.
yeah.
Structure, probably 12, don't know like that.
It would just be interesting to compare 2011 with 2012 on structure.
Yeah, I know 2011, we only had 2 structure fires,
Okay.
and we had like $9,000 in
Well,
loss.
this was mine when,
No, yours was
2012?
2010.
oh, okay.
Yours was a long time ago.
Feels like yesterday.
Yeah,
Didn't you have 3 fires when the pumper was gone?
yeah, we had 3 when the truck was gone,
Yeah,
so,
never fails.
yeah. Grants. Last year, we received $7,544 in grants and equipment. This came from Walmart, and then Homeland Security. And since our inception, we've received $261,936 in grants.
Who's writing those now?
I am.
You are?
Yep.
Any opportunity in 2013, 14? Do you see?
They're getting less and less, like our Homeland Security, last year there was 600 and some odd thousand for the Tri-County area to divvy up. This year, there's gonna be 200 some thousand. So it's really being cut back. So, but we've been hitting that for Homeland Security pretty hard. Basically, everything on that red trailer, including the red trailer, is Homeland Security. Completed projects. This year, we started 24-hour shifts, and that's about all we did this year. No other major projects. Our future goals, add additional career personnel as we can get to it. If you guys see fit, we can, I'll put in every year, and you guys say yea or nay. Replace our 1988 pumper in 2014, and this is gonna cost around $450,000 in this year's dollars. Building additional stations, and that hasn't changed over the last several years. And that's our fine staff. Any questions?
Have you seen a marked improvement in response time since we went to the 24/7?
A little bit. Jeff did a graph for the city, and it's on a decline. It's not a real steep decline, but it's.
The response time was always good.
Yeah.
Now with guys here
Yeah,
at the
it is.
station.
It is.
It's a nice improvement, it's significant. By going to, I think you correlated that to the 24-hour shifts mostly, which is a big deal.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, 20 seconds is 20 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
What were those new stations again?
Where?
No, there was what, 4?
Well, we're looking at a 3rd station in High Prairie,
Right.
and that's
That's all I've ever heard about, I didn't know.
We won't get into that one, Jeff. We're looking at a future fourth station right around, where the city park is at.
Yeah, that's what
Because,
I noticed in town.
our outlook is that's where the city is going to be annexing. Dean doesn't want to hear that, but that's
Not
where
gonna happen.
the city's gonna grow. And ISO requires that we have a station every 2.5 miles in city limits. So that's the next progression of a station that way.
Any new info on the start of comprehensive plan with the city, kind of what that's looking like with the city council?
They're budgeting for it this year, so they're getting their,
That's probably gonna be the best determiner
Yeah.
of our strategy, is
and we'll be,
what that looks like.
I'll be on at least 2 of those committees.
Okay.
Well, that would be nice, that way they would have to have water at the city park, if there's a station there.
Plus electricity.
And electricity, that would be nice also.
I don't see that happening.
Sewer.
Yeah, sewer just
I
went in the creek.
don't see it happening, because we're doing
That's what they're budgeting for,
Yeah, if they're budgeting for it. You mean to have water at the city, or at the park?
at the park.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Will those stations be of varying configurations, or will it be very similar to what's out?
There's gonna be a variation of what we've got out in High Prairie. We built that one with a training room on it and 2 bays, and if we build the third station, it'll just be 2 bays. There won't need to be a training room on it. Now, we may make it for a large storeroom out there for future bunk rooms, so we don't have to add on later. Maybe it'll just sit vacant, thinking,
So outside dimension will be roughly the same, but it might have it broke up.
yeah. So it doesn't need to be anything major, one truck.
Is there an advantage, EMS wise, having a station out at the park, like for injuries or things, or is there that many that really occur? Not really.
Not up there. Not yet. I mean, once they develop the park, probably to have majority of their
Well,
soccer
it's a-
games.
It's a
and
straight shot
baseballs
for you
and-
guys up 155th though.
So the park's not used very much right now, is it?
No, and rightly so, I mean, it needs some work.
Once they move the majority of their activities out there.
Right.
Call
See,
them.
that's where I'm looking at right there, because if we do have something out Eisenhower, because Lansing's annexing out Eisenhower, we can go down 155th and straight on over. So it'll also cover that neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Good report.
Only other question I had, could you elaborate a little bit on the department's role in the problem at the medical complex where the blower went out and hazmat had to be called in?
We were called to a fire alarm at 712 First Terrace. Upon our arrival, we found no smoke or fire. We reset the alarm, and then once we reset the alarm, we were notified by some folks there that some of the staff were getting sick. Some of the patients that weren't sick when they got there were getting sick. So we could find nothing at the time. So we called Leavenworth Hazmat, Leavenworth County Emergency Management, brought all the meters in that we could bring in, found nothing. Went back out later on that afternoon for the same causes. We found, we was out there about 3 or 4 hours that time, then we found a blower motor on a air handler that was extremely hot. And usually when a blower motor goes bad, it smokes up and, you know, it fills your whole house with smoke. Well, this one didn't, just got hot and off-gassed, whatever it off-gasses, because you could just barely smell it. Women could smell it more than men. So I spent all day there and I came home and she could smell it on me, but I never could smell it.
They're tough.
Yeah.
I haven't done that.
And that was Wednesday. Thursday, we were back again, and on follow-up and find nothing. And then Friday, we went up on another fire alarm, and then they really called, and the people were really coming down sick. So then we called the county health department in, and Jamie called some folks, and they had private business coming, private firm coming in to do air sampling, and they come in with all their meters and found absolutely nothing, except for the blower motor.
Wow.
They changed the blower motor and no more problems.
For knowledge, a blower motor can really overheat without catching on fire or putting in smoke. And when they get real hot, there's an internal overload, supposed to trip, cut the electricity off when they get to a certain heat.
Okay.
But the ceramic stuff that's made inside the motor windings that hold that, they start cooking. And that's what you smell, even though you don't see smoke, you'll smell that
Yeah.
chemical. I mean, I did it for 33 years and we've had some.
Yeah.
And people in the hospital would say, well, we're smelling something, couldn't find anything, and then we get in there. Motor was so hot, couldn't touch it. I mean, you could cook on it, so.
Yeah, we could smell every once in a while a real faint whiff of electrical, but we just talking to people, we
And
finally
of
narrowed
course,
it down to that
the
one.
thermostat controls that because it shuts off when it gets to the temperature, and then when it kicks back on, it picks up that smell again and pushes it through, and then all of a sudden it shuts off again and tells the thermostat, so then it pushes the smell out again.
Now I know why I get noxious when I follow a car with a bad catalytic converter, cause it has ceramics in it. I can't
Oh, yeah?
stand that smell.
Well, you know what I'm saying with the windings.
Yeah, I know what
That's
you're
what you're smelling.
Yeah. You say it was like acetone?
That's what she said she smelled on me.
It's something like that.
Smell like?
You
But I
can-
couldn't smell
It almost smells like plastic burning.
Yeah, you can smell that every once in a while, just to get a real faint whiff of it.
Right, and that's what it is, and most of the time, again, you know, which, just for knowledge, is that internal overload should trip,
Yeah.
which stops the motor from coming on, which stops the electricity to the motor. So,
But we
my
did shut
thing,
them over on Wednesday after Thursday.
my thing was, if I was the insurance man or a fireman, and I went in and checked that motor and it was hot, the only way you're gonna do it, cause it's just gonna cool down enough to trip back on right along.
Well, that's why,
Oh, yeah.
that's why we shut the power off.
Right, and if you get it and you can't smell it and you can't see it, that'd be one of the first things to check, cause that blower blows it all through the building. So just by touching it, sometimes you throw the switch.
Yeah, the fire alarm did pick it up when it first went out, so it did what it was supposed to do.
Good deal. When this time of gas leaks and things, it's good that we're involved with trying to find things like that, even if the owners don't want you to.
That's another story.
Yeah.
We're working on that too.
All right. Okay, any items for action?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, we were talking about, you're gonna start doing a little research on, with the addition of the trucks, kind of moving one out to the early location, the benefit of reduction in the fire rating? or
I did
insurance
talk
rating?
to ISO, I got a official verbiage back from them, and we will be able to use that truck as a pumper,
Yeah,
use the other truck as a tanker. Now, we're gonna have to quit both of them, so we're not gonna be able to take all the equipment off this truck and put it on a new truck, this is samey. So we're gonna have to buy some new equipment to be able to do that, but then we will be able to do hold water for everything within 5 miles of High Prairie Station. So basically, the southern 2/3 of High Prairie will be able to go for hold water.
the, kind of the discussion was around, what does the rating go from 9 to a something?
We'll go from 9 to 4,
9, okay,
yeah, but
that's,
the northern third will still stay the same.
that's a nice deal.
You
See
like,
that, Jimmy?
That's a big drop.
you gotta like that, Kathy.
It's a big drop.
Yeah, that's nice.
And my understanding is unless we have a station on every corner, we can't get below 4, really.
No, as long as, well, to get below 4, we have to have more full-time people and aerial trucks, and yeah, it's
Not worth the expense.
not worth the expense, no.
But 9 to 4, that's
Yeah,
insane.
9 to 4 is good now.
If there's an investment for that, so at some point.
Yeah, so like I said, when we buy the new truck, we're gonna have to buy some equipment.
Do we know what that's, you might wanna check and see.
Yeah,
what
we'll
those-
start.
See what the tail for it.
Well, like some of the equipment on the truck that's out there now, it's gonna go from a bumper to a tanker, but we won't be able to take all the equipment off it, so it's gonna be minimal. I mean, I would say under $10,000,
Okay,
but we're gonna have to spend some money on the equipment.
the, accessories on the new truck with, kind of the maximum not to exceed $9,500, I think is what we had talked about on the,
Yeah, 94, yeah, rounded off 95.
have you completed that process?
We're gonna be running right at that.
Did you get everything you wanted?
We got everything, we got the sliding trays here, the bumpers here now, now we took the credit card, we ordered the winch today, but the stenciling and the lighting is gonna come in a little higher. So the money we saved on, what we saved on the bumper and stuff is gonna go to the lighting, so it's kind of a
Trade-off.
trade-off. I mean, we're gonna save a little bit, but we're still gonna
last question I had was on excused, calls, what kind of drives that?
They're working,
If they're
yeah,
employed
they're
during on
basically
the shift?
working, yeah,
Is it that shift, or is it just kinda, if they're just working?
if they're working, I mean, if we have a call 8 to 5.
Yeah.
And guy works in Kansas City, well, he's
Oh, yeah.
excused from, say, 6 to 6.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The paid guys are excused, you know, unless we have a call like last night where we called everybody in. If we have a call, of course, they're excused when they're not here because we don't pay them to come in on their
Right.
call.
Yeah.
So if, one person's got her husband, works A shift or B shift, so she's excused every B shift because she can't leave her 2 kids at home.
Right.
So that's where we're at.
Okay. It looked like you had one issue with, that's on calls.
There's just one, we're working on him, he's getting himself straightened back out again.
Okay.
And we talked to one of our volunteers today, he hasn't, been in a couple of weeks, so he's gonna be turning his stuff in. He's got 3 jobs and 3 part-time jobs, and he's just going 12 different directions, so I said, turn it in now, and a year from now, you can come back.
Okay.
If we have to fire you, then you can't come back, so he's gonna be on amiable grounds, so he can come back.
Volunteers, prospects, you're seeing anything?
We picked up one, Saturday, and I've got another one around Susie Lou's town. She's moving to town, and he'll be here next month, so.
Nice.
Would you say the max we shoot for volunteers?
We're shooting for 23 volunteers.
23
We want to keep right around 30 people,
Mhm.
and we're 27 now.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jim? Charles?
Yeah, one thing, it's not important because you wasn't involved into it. Chief, when you get on this board, you get one shirt, you know, some people that maybe you ought to think about buying another shirt, because some people's shirts looking like they've been washed for 4, 5, 6 years.
Is there a request in there somewhere?
Yeah, and, you know, my thing is, I'm not sure how often you replace shirts, you know, but
As needed.
well, I'm just saying, you know, if you're gonna be here and you're gonna, about after a year and a half, 2, most of the time.
Especially in white.
Yeah,
That'll build and catch.
and that was the other
I was on
question
4 calls
was,
today, so mine's dirty.
after a year or 2, you know, they get stated and everything, and then do they,
Mine's a little too big for me, but.
do they have to be white? That was my next question. Is there a reason why they picked white, which is the hardest thing to keep clean? I mean,
It follows
huh?
it follows the scheme of rank through most fire departments and EMS departments, police departments, things like that, that's probably why.
Oh, okay, well, I know, you know, like their blue on their shirts. I mean-
Well, there's
Right, because they're a ranking fireman or they're a ranking
Well, I'm
person,
just
they
saying,
can go up.
white is tough to keep clean
True.
anyway. You know, and then you can only put so much fleece without ruining,
And they were white from day one, I guess, before my time.
you know, I'm just saying, do they have to be? We don't have no rank, so.
So before we get ranked, you're saying,
No.
get some new shirts?
Well, I just seen a couple, and I ain't gonna mention no names, that have been on the committee a long time and probably was the same thing he got when he got on the committee. And, you know, if we're gonna be on the team, we're gonna represent.
Come on, Dean.
And we ain't talking that much. Can you take care of that, chief, or you want us to vote on something to?
Jail taking general consensus, what do you guys wanna do?
Like I said, I got a pretty
You
good
guys
compared
signed,
to somebody.
you guys signed the check, so.
They can't cost that much, I'm just saying. And some people might even gain weight, I don't know. I ain't saying that, I'm just.
Yeah. This week. At least block one of each
Oh,
other.
heavens.
I don't think we need a motion, do we have a recommendation?
Yeah, to the
thrown
chief.
out here?
Yeah.
well,
You all want new shirts.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
that way they'll
Find
be
more
kept.
new shirts
What
with
color
every
do, what color do we want?
Red or blue?
I'd rather have blues than white, but you're the chairman, pick a color.
Light
Red,
blue, dark
red,
blue. Our new firemen wear dark blue.
Looks good.
That's our class B shirt. Well, all firemen wear class, our class B shirt is a dark blue.
I think it's the, how will this show up on dark blue? Same.
one, if I get another one, then I have two that match.
Do what now?
I said I still vote white, because we're already gonna have one, and, you know, I can have another one that's white, that's fine, I don't have to.
Now, you're either gonna have, you wear this one this time, this time, so one time you be white, maybe one time you be blue, I don't know.
I'm pretty good for it, and I vote white, so.
Sure,
Hmm?
that's great. So,
Well, those up there
we
black
stop
are real
talking about
navy.
it.
They're navy blue.
If everybody's
That's
happy
what all
with
of our
white,
firemen
fine.
The officers wear gray and I wear white.
All right, I make a motion, we stay with one.
We don't make motions.
Yeah.
Recommendation.
Recommendation.
The only thing
I'm
I'd
not-
look at, and I have, for me, depending on who you get them from, the sizes really vary. So I had a
The little
large.
people or big people?
Both ways. I mean, the medium, this might be a medium. With some company, it might be an extra large with another company. So just gotta, we'll check them out. But,
That's what we need.
just okay with me.
Good.
Good, new shirts.
Great recommendation.
I want mine to say Charlie Shoemaker.
Now, if you get the new shirts and you give them to me first, I can probably have everybody's name put on for nothing. I can do that. No, your name, we're not gonna put no.
Alright. Jim, what size?
A large.
Oh, really?
On camera,
Jamie?
large.
Large.
Medium.
I'll use the rest of the fabric for a 3X.
3X.
Yeah.
I'll take a small. In red.
Okay, anything out of distraction on this in particular?
No,
If we get white shirts, we probably ought to get Velcro symbols, so we can take them off. Bleach the shirt and top them.
There you go.
Like the army.
He's thinking. You've done divorce before, huh? Army.
Okay, items for discussion, let's talk about our calendar.
Okay.
We have some things going on, next month, sounds like, so, one, how about we, table our study session to the first Monday in June?
June 3rd.
Yeah. Third.
You hurt me. But I'll work around it.
You got something going on?
Well, no, because that's, you guys, if we discuss pay scale, and I have to have that, so I can give you guys a budget. But I can have everything ready.
So let's talk pay scale tonight.
That's what we need to talk about.
We need to review some April. You did send out notice.
So we can go into a study session.
No. All right, so first and second,
Because I usually have you guys, I have the budget to you guys at the June meeting.
Which, the regular meeting will be June the tenth,
Okay.
and the study session will be June the third.
Right. And I can do it, I mean, that's, I can have everything done but that. Just don't expect it out the next day. Might take a day or two to get to you.
so sixth and thirteenth of May are out.
Yep.
Okay,
You're talking May the 20th,
May.
June the third, and the regular meeting would be June the tenth.
Well, we could move our study session to a different day.
Let's just do it on May 20th. We got a whole lot to talk about. We just have the conversation around.
Yeah, we can, you guys got the numbers, and I gave you some more numbers. Let's do that, let's do that.
Make the 20th our
Okay,
work
that's gonna be
session
next
also
meeting.
Yep.
for budget. That way it's done before June meeting.
Are you talking about having a meeting and then recessing and then going to study session?
No, we can just use it as an item for discussion,
Yeah,
just as
discussion, we don't vote on it,
Okay.
discussion.
Well, I didn't know whether you could
Yeah, no.
go from the study.
No, I mean, we're just like here, we
Throw it
have
in
board
there.
members' concerns or items for discussion, we'll just make
Right.
items for discussion.
Sounds good.
So we're doing away with June the third.
change to the 3 buckets we had talked about? Are you gonna give us your recommendation as well?
Oh, I here's my recommendation. Basically, what I gave you guys here is our total payroll for 2013, is at $328,000. If we do just a step only like we have done in the last 4 years, it would rise to $335. If we gave a 1% cost of living, which we haven't done in at least 5 years, it would go to $338. 2% with the step would be $342. And then the total salaries down and below is, that's all benefits and everything thrown in.
That's burdened on the county?
Yeah,
That's only $4,000 difference.
yeah, it's not much.
And is everybody comfortable with the step system? How it's been done in the past? I mean,
What
it's
is the
not-
1%? Is that the percentage of steps of options? or
Well,
what?
each step gets a different percentage.
Okay,
The very bottom step gets a 2%, and then the very top step gets a 3.5.
375.
375.
So this is, the 1% is a step, or is that the?
No, the 335, 289
Yep.
is just step.
Then you got cost of living on the next two?
Then the cost of living is.
And you're saying there's a 1%, which is 338, and 2% is 342?
Right, on top of the step.
Yep. And the 2.4 correlates to what?
That's the total increase.
If we get,
If, for the step only, it's a
Thank you.
2.4% increase.
right. You might run that on those other percents as well, just.
Yeah,
It'd be-
yeah,
it'd be
that-
3.4 and
Okay.
4.4.
3.4?
Yeah, 1%. I mean, that's
One.
real simple,
Yeah.
you know, real simple. That's why you got the numbers there.
And what was the number on cost of living for, you have any information on that? Just an overall
No, I don't, know.
1.8 or something?
Yeah, it's over 1%.
What do you think?
Just a standard.
Government's cost of living,
1.7.
1.7.
Yeah,
So between 1 and 2 is,
that was social security, retirement, everything.
so the salaries and everything with step would be 335,289.
right, and that's just
So
the step
the-
increase.
So all of the benefits and everything with step, if you subtract that from 527, I get 191,000.
Yeah, that's health insurance,
That's all the
papers,
cost.
KPNF, taxes, everything. That's all the, like Jeff said, that's the loaded rate.
Yeah, and we probably need to have that number looking so.
And if we would, let's go ahead and print out our step sheet.
Print that out, well, like I said, I had that if I knew we were gonna talk about this.
No, it's just for our
Yeah.
work session
Yeah.
next month, that'd be perfect.
You'll have it.
Good, good. Okay, any other items for discussion? Budget and insurance, I think we did.
Okay, so we're meeting, just to make sure we're meeting the 20th at 7 PM.
20, correct. Okay, nothing else, board member concerns, Jim?
No.
Jamie? Congratulations, Cody.
Yeah, congratulations.
Charlie? Nope. Okay, again, from all of us, congratulations. May have to get another picture taken out, Dad's here, but, glad to have you.
Thank you.
All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved. I'll second.
All right, you,